Hi everyone, it's Bola from Curly Bee, and here's part 2 of my summer regime, which I've been doing for about 8 weeks. So in this video I'll go into more detail about what I've been doing, so here we go. First I'll start off with a hairstyle that I chose. So I did about 50 small loose 2-strand twists, and usually I have an issue with tangles at the end of my twists if I make them too small because of my fine hair. And in previous videos I think I've warned about making sure that your twists, if you've got fine hair, making sure that your twists are not too small. However, because my regime has changed since then, I found that I'm able to keep them in for between 3 and 4 weeks at a time without any major issues. So that's a great breakthrough for me. So styles, while I had these twists in, most of the time I kept my hair in a bun, just really simple style with all my hair up and then tucked in. And I used scarves a lot to help keep the moisture, as much moisture as possible in my hair, especially on really hot days. Just like in the winter, I wore hats every time I went outside to protect my hair from the weather. So I've tried to do that in the summertime, just using scarves. The scarves also helped me feel like I was playing with my hair without actually playing with it. So it helped me to keep my fingers out of my hair. So with this regime, I of course had shrinkage because I was washing my hair about 2 to 3, or rinsing my hair 2 to 3 times a week. And also had contraction of my hair, so it didn't look as full as it does when it's out, and that's just how it is when I have twists. So the twists, they do look like locks, and I'm okay with that now. Before I didn't really like the fuzz, but now I'm more comfortable with it. That's just what 4C hair is like, what my 4C hair is like. And in this journey I've really had to continually challenge the perception of beauty that has been ingrained in my head over my lifetime, especially with accepting our texture and the kinkiness of it. But I mean, it's been so refreshing to break out of that fear of what others might be thinking about your hair, and to just be yourself and wear your hair as it wants to be. So if that means with a little fuzz, then I'll rock the fuzz as well as I can. Now, saying that, I still know what aesthetically suits my face shape, my head shape, and I do prefer my hair to be up when it's in twists, and it just looks better. So that's just how it is, and it will be different for you, of course. Okay, so finally, the regime. So this regime is basically a mix of elements from the maximum hydration method, the water only method, various lessons I've learned in my past experience with my hair. I've taken all those elements and the things that I found that are beneficial to my hair, I've just put them together and I've followed them, and I've looked for things that fit into my daily routine and to the things that I really want to achieve with my hair, and the things that I can cope with as well, with managing my hair, looking after it. So, there are things like, I don't want my hair to take up loads of time each day. I want to have quick styling in the morning because I've got a school run to do. I want gentle detangling with my hair so I can retain length. I want well moisturised hair because I know that when it's well moisturised, it behaves better. It just does. I also want to be able to change the style of my hair if I wish, and putting them in twists has allowed me to achieve that, and to be able to change the style of my hair, change partings or do different ways of tying scarves. Okay, so let's start with Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, I would rinse my hair with warm water in the shower. I would massage my scalp in the shower. And then when I finished in the shower, I'll just rinse my hair with cold water, and then dry my hair with a t-shirt while I got changed, and then I'll seal my hair using whipped shea butter. I'll mainly apply this to the ends, and I would also then, to the very ends of my hair, I would apply my homemade oil mix, and then I'll style it in a bun and tie a scarf and then go. Thursday morning, then I would do the same thing again, but this time I would probably apply apple cider vinegar. I'll massage it in when I'm in the shower, and then I'll rinse my hair with warm water while in the shower. And then when I'm finished, I would rinse my hair with cold water to help close the cuticles. Again, apply whipped shea butter or my homemade leave-in creamy leave-in conditioner, but usually it'll be my whipped shea butter. And then I may or may not apply more of my heavy oil mix to the ends of my twists. It depends how they feel. So then I'll style in a bun and tie a scarf or put some other hair accessory on and then go. So Friday evening, Friday would be the day when I would use my hot oil treatment. So in the evening I would apply apple cider vinegar all over my hair, from the scalp to the roots, and I'd leave it, from the scalp to the ends, and I would leave it on for 30 minutes. And this really helps to loosen the dirt from my hair and any stuck oils or butters. And then I'd rinse off the apple cider vinegar with warm water after half an hour, and then I would apply my bentonite clay mix mainly to the ends of my hair, as I found over time that the clay really sticks to my scalp if it's applied to the scalp, and my scalp really needed extra washing. So I don't know why that happened, maybe because I've got twists in and it can get lodged in there, but in the end I just applied the clay mostly to the end parts of my hair, and I tried to avoid my scalp. Then I would leave the bentonite clay on for between 30 minutes and 1 hour. And then I'd wash the clay off with warm water, and now I would apply my homemade oil treatment. And this oil treatment has Ayurvedic powders in it, like henna and amla, and they really help to strengthen my hair and to provide more protection, a protective layer over each strand of hair. Okay, so when I've saturated my hair with the infused oil, then I would wrap my hair, just tie it up, wrap it up in cling film, and then tie a scarf on top of that and then go to bed. And I find cling film works better, way better than a shower cap or even a plastic bag. Plastic bag I found rustles a lot during the night when you're moving about, but cling film really helps to keep in the moisture, the oils, whatever you put on your head, the cling film really keeps it in. So on Saturday morning, then when I'm in the shower, I would wash off that treatment with the hot oil treatment with warm water. And in the past, if I found still some clay residue, then I would use Afrocentric's Gentle Shampoo. Beautiful smell, and it's really gentle. My hair doesn't feel stripped after I've used it, so I've been using that a number of times, and that's worked wonderfully. So then after that, I would of course rinse my hair with cold water. This is so key to closing my cuticles and really getting a smoother look. If I don't do this cold water rinse, I've noticed my hair is a lot more fuzzy, and it's fuzzy messy rather than just fuzzy 4C. I've noticed a difference, so I always rinse with cold water. Then of course I would apply my whipped shea butter mainly to the end parts of my hair, because obviously I will still have some of the oil treatment within my hair, so I don't really need to add too much, but just a little bit of shea butter to seal in the moisture, and then I'll style my hair. So I will do all of this for 3 weeks, and then on the 4th week I would start to take down a few twists, maybe 5 perhaps each day, and I would finger detangle each one dry using mostly the oils that are already on the strands. There's enough there really that is built up during the week. If I need a bit more help, I use a light oil like grapeseed oil or sunflower oil, and then once I've detangled them, I'll twist them back up and put my hair in a bun or some other style, but usually just in a bun again. In that week I would probably only do 1 or 2 washes, because I try not to allow my hair to shrink too much. So I would probably reduce the number of washings that I did that week, try and get it down to only 1. But if I felt my hair was getting dry, then I'll just rinse it again. So all that I've just said is mostly what I've followed week by week. Some weeks I've only managed to rinse only once, but what I've always made sure to do is to do the deep oil treatment at the end of the week and to use bentonite clay. And this has been so beneficial to the absorption and the retention of moisture in my hair. I've noticed that my ends haven't tangled as much, and also they have retained their own curl definition and right to the ends, which is not something I've really had before. And this is an indication that my hair is really holding moisture right to the ends. And this continues, I found, for at least 3 days, if not longer. But I usually wash my hair. By the time it gets to the third day, I've already washed my hair again. So, of course, it's taken in moisture again. So, detangling, how was it? I found it completely fine. It would usually take about a week or a week and a half to get through all the twists, depending on how many I do a day. But I found that lots of the oils that I'd been using had become trapped inside, which wasn't a bad thing. My hair wasn't overly dirty, I would say, in any sort of way, and it wasn't overly greasy. It wasn't making stains on my pillow or anything like that. And if you touched it, it wasn't oil sodden. But it seemed like the right amount of oil was just trapped inside the twist, which was great because when I took each twist down to detangle, there was enough oil within each twist to help really without me adding any more. And I just took my time detangling, carefully starting from the ends of my hair, unravelling the twist and gently prising apart the top part where my roots are, which is usually where it mats a bit more. And just really gently doing it and taking out each shed hair. It came out pretty easily, and I didn't need to stretch my hair using African threading on the 2 occasions that I've detangled my hair. It just didn't seem necessary on those occasions. So a little bit about the oils and butters that I used throughout the regime. I mostly used shea butter to seal in the moisture after I'd washed my hair. And I felt that the homemade heavy oil mix that I used was really beneficial to my ends and reduced the amount of tangling that I experienced and single strand knots. I originally got the idea of making a heavy oil mix from Cipriana from Urban Bush Babes. She made her own heavy oil mix, and she called it her love potion, and she said that she used it every week on her ends and she loved it. And I made my own version, and I love it too. It's super heavy, it's really heavy, so I only apply a very thin layer to the ends, and then I tuck my ends away and try not to touch them for a few days until the next rinse. Okay, so a little bit about my scalp. I didn't want too much build up on my scalp, so all the oils and the leave-in, if I used a leave-in, my homemade leave-in, or my whipped shea butter, I never applied them to my scalp, and my scalp really was better for it. I think our scalps really like to be left alone with its own sebum, and I think massaging your scalp and encouraging your own sebum to coat your scalp, probably the healthiest thing to do for your scalp. However, if I did notice that my scalp was dry, especially with the hot weather that we've been having in London, then I would just spritz my scalp with my homemade spritz mixture and then put a very, very small amount of jojoba oil on my scalp, just quickly massage it in, and that usually works just fine. Having these twists for the past 6-7 weeks have just been, in a sense, like having extensions, just having braids, but using my own hair. So I'm definitely going to continue with it. My hair seems to be growing well. I think all the rinsing and the massaging of my scalp in the shower has really helped to stimulate blood circulation, which is helping with growth, and then my ends are being well preserved. So I'm just going to continue with this regime and then reassess it when it comes to the winter time, or change it up slightly when the weather gets colder. So I'm sorry this video is so long, but thank you for watching, for listening to me, and I hope that something in this video would be really helpful to you and you setting your regime and getting it in place and it being a real help to you, so that your hair you don't feel out of control with your hair, and really you feel that you're controlling it and you feel like you're able to get on with your life without without your hair being a big deal. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Bye.